This is TechCrunch.
The old chestnut passed around by industry watchers for the past decade was that CES, one of the world's largest consumer tech trade events, had turned into an auto show, maybe even the most important auto show of the year. And there was ample evidence of that. GM chairman and CEO Mary Barra used the CES stage back in 2016 to introduce the world to the all electric Chevrolet Bolt. In 2022, Barra made another big splash at CES when she declared that General Motors would sell personal autonomous vehicles by the middle of the decade. Meanwhile, Ram and Chrysler, two American brands owned by Stellantis, have used CES to show off future EVs, including the Ram 1500 BEV back in 2023. Ford has been perhaps the most visible CES exhibitor, at least on the automotive front. Ford has used CES for a bevy of tech-related announcements since at least 2011, including its smart mobility plan in 2015, its self-driving car ambitions in 2016, future EV lineup in 17, and the City of Tomorrow vision in 18 that included building a cloud platform with Autonomic for smart cities. Well, this year, not one American automaker could be found, unless you count VW Group's U.S. spinoff Scout Motors. Several Chinese automakers helped fill that void. Well, their absence could be attributed to the normal product cycle, which in automotive is longer than other consumer electronics. Brian Moody, senior editor for Kelley Blue Book, told TechCrunch that it's cyclical. That's the boring answer. Automaker product cycles are much longer than consumer product cycles. Building a car in the real world takes longer. But he also said that automakers are starting to rethink their presence at shows like CES, saying that, if you're not generating tens of millions of impressions to consumers, what's the return on your investment? Adding that media fragmentation has contributed to that concern. Now, Ford spokesperson Alan Hall told TechCrunch that while the company does not have an activation this year, that CES remains an important show for scouting new technologies and trends in consumer electronics, so that they actually have a presence with a number of engineers, design, supply chain, and product planning team members. Now, some Ford employees, for instance, participated in panel discussions, such as at the Connect 2 Car conference. GM had a small presence through a few partners, but no speaking engagements or a booth, noting that with all the trade shows, the company evaluates year over year and adjusts based on various business factors and priorities. Well, regardless, walking the floor of West Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, where virtually all vehicle tech could be found, the lack of U.S. automakers was notable. The elaborate booths showcasing EVs or in-car software from U.S. companies were nowhere to be found. That also extended to other automakers like Mercedes-Benz that have traditionally had large exhibits at CES. Mercedes made the decision to skip this year after careful consideration and evaluation of their strategic direction for the upcoming year. Now, there were a couple of automakers there, such as Honda, which showcased its two vehicles for its upcoming Zero series, as well as its underlying Asimo operating system, and BMW, which revealed more about its new in-car user interface. Toyota also made a splash with its press conference, announcing it had completed the first phase of its living laboratory Woven City, and that it was exploring and investing in orbital rockets. But the main theme was automated driving and software, and the legacy automakers didn't have much to show on that front.